So if you've ever stared at your herbs and spice jars wondering, how can they help your dinner? Today's show is for you. We'll show you how a simple jar of dried French herbs can turn a chicken dinner into a mealtime masterpiece, including crunchy garlic croutons that you'll want to use on everything. We're raiding the spice rack. It's ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Hey everybody, welcome to the kitchen. I'm Anji Corley, and I've got a special guest over here. Now listen, I want to ask you, if you're looking for some inventive ideas for dinner, guess what? You're in the right place. Now, when two viewers slid into our DMs there, Chef, it's a culinary SOS, and we knew we had to bring in a professional. So we put out the call to Chef Jesse Altman from Tarpon's Refined Roots restaurant, here to help us. Thank you for these recipe requests. The first one is from Christine, our friend in Newport Richey. She said, I would love to see more salad ideas. Me and my husband love salads, but they get burnt out. I hear ya. And then Vicky, who's watching in Seminole, also wrote and said, I would love to see someone make a recipe using Herbes de Provence. All right, I brought some, and I have a recipe using pork shoulder. It took me 3 hours to make. It's a long time.
Long time.
Okay, all right, and it's hard to find any others that seem tasty and quicker. It's a unique flavor for that herb. So guess what? We called on our friend, Chef Jesse, to answer 2 requests with 1 recipe. We're gonna make a chicken salad using Herbes de Provence, which is kind of a unique flavor from a region in France, right? Okay, this is going to be cool. Southeast France, to be exactly. And these are herbs grown kind of typically with rosemary, a little thyme, some basil, sometimes lavender. We have lavender?
Correct.
I'm used to that in lotion, so we'll see what that's like. This is something you can actually use in your cooking, lavender.
Absolutely.
Never knew that.
It's very unique, but definitely a utilized ingredient.
All right, Chef Jesse, I'm going to pass it over to you because it's time to get cooking. And
okay.
Kind of share some of these herbs. I don't know if I can taste them or not.
Sure.
But what do we have today?
Well, most of them are in dried.
Well, what do we have on the tray here?
The last 2, because I love fresh rosemary and fresh parsley, I went ahead and cut some and dried it here ahead of time. What we do is just add this to the mix. If you do have fresh parsley at home, you can use that, dried parsley or dried rosemary, perfectly interchangeable. I just like the flavor better of these 2 when you dry these out right away.
And when you dry them, does it wake up the flavors a little bit to kind of just put them in the oven? Is that what we do?
Absolutely. Dries them out enough for it to become like a nice dried spice mixture. So.
All right, well, let's get this mixing.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and mix these all in the blender.
Okay.
And you can use a spice grinder. You can use a mortar and pestle. Most people have just a house blender. So
just put it in there.
Just put it all in there. So I'll start with these dried out fresh herbs.
Okay. And if we didn't have, Chef, some of these herbs, could we skip? I know maybe that's not a true Herbe de Provence.
So really the Herbes de Provence is a mixture of aromatic herbs. It doesn't have to follow this exact recipe. As long as you're somewhere in the mixture of having 4 to 5 of those strong aromatic ones together, you can call it Herbes de Provence.
Now, am I saying it right? Provence?
Both. It depends on if you're French or if you have a French accent. You can say it fancy like that for a little extra fun.
Okay.
Why not?
Why not? Let's do it. Let's impress some folks.
So we can go a couple bay leaves in here. And there is a specific recipe for it, but as you know, chefs, we just kind of like to eye things.
Exactly. Well, we have it on our website, of course, dinnerdeeas.com.
Okay, good.
So you're going to, of course, eyeball it. And is this something, by the way, after you blend it all up, and it's going to be beautiful, something you taste? I know they're dried. Is this like a taste as you go type
You can taste it just so you understand it, but it's not going to be very, oh my gosh, I can't wait to taste that again. You'll understand the flavor though, and it can be used on so many different applications, whether you're just using it to coat a protein or you're putting it in a salad dressing. So it really does have a lot of uses.
Good. And do we just maybe do this at once, store it in a jar, and then sprinkle it, use it, blend it?
Something like this would be shelf life stable for 4 to 6 months as long as you have the dried herbs only. If you're using the fresh herbs and drying, you're probably looking at about 6 weeks.
Oh, okay.
And I would store that with the fresh herbs in the refrigerator.
Oh, I was just going to ask. With the fresh in the refrigerator.
Absolutely.
If not, it can go in the pantry.
Absolutely.
I love that. All right, so we're going to mix anything?
Starting to mix. That's it. So we've got all of our ingredients in there, and we're just going to let it start blending.
Okay. And how long do we blend this up for?
About a minute until it starts to resemble coarse ground pepper, I would say. And while that's going, we're going to go start prepping our chicken.
Okay, we'll switch. Let you get in here. Perfect.
Grab a couple gloves. You know, chicken is...
Yes. If you need help, you let me know. Chicken is chickening.
So we just want to make sure it is dry and free of any moisture before we put it into a hot skillet.
Okay.
What happens is you want the Maillard reaction, which is a caramelization reaction between the protein and the heat. And to get that sear is what we want. And we want dry meat, basically, to go in.
Yes.
So I'm going to go dry
even
meat.
though you're going to cook it in oil, what looks like, you still want to dry it first.
Dry from any liquid moisture.
Liquid moisture, okay.
Oil moisture is what we want to cook it in, absolutely. So I'm just going to do 2 right now at a time.
Okay.
And then what I want to do once this Herbe de Provence is ready, which it's almost there.
It's almost
I'm gonna
ready?
Switch back over here with you.
Okay.
And if we want to pour this into the
Sure.
bowl.
You think it's ready?
I think so. It looks good to me.
Looks amazing. Smells even better. Wow. There we go. How much of this are we actually going to use? Because that's...
Well, we're saving this for a couple different things here.
Okay.
So we're going to use it for the chicken and the salad dressing and the crouton. So it's kind of like a 3-in-1 here.
That's awesome.
What I'm going to do is just go ahead and season this lightly with our Herbes de Provence. I don't know if we can see this here.
Okay.
And then we've got...
Just a little sprinkle both sides or one side?
Both sides. And then
Both
I've got
sides?
salt and pepper here. We're just going to want to get some salt and pepper.
Oh, I noticed that's one thing we did not put. Is there a
We
reason
did not.
we do that?
Well, for those who want to make this at home who might be salt conscious or maybe pepper might be too spicy for them, as a chef, we always like to add salt and pepper at the end or separately so that when we do get those requests salt-free, which does happen a lot,
Does
we
it
can
really?
absolutely that we can cater to that.
All right, and what kind of oil are we adding?
We're doing extra virgin olive oil, very readily available.
Okay.
It does have a low smoke point, but that's okay because we're using chicken breast here. And with chicken breast, it does cook pretty fast and very easy to overcook it as well. So we're just going to go ahead and let that cook for about 5 minutes each side.
Okay.
And then when it's ready, we're going to go ahead and flip it.
Okay. When we come back, we're going to be using that Herbe de Provence or Provence again for the ultimate crunchy companion, homemade sourdough garlic croutons. Oh my, that's ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back. So by request, we're cooking today not just with my chef, Mr. Jesse Altman, but guess what? He's from Refined Roots in Tarpon Springs. But we're also doing an aromatic blend of flavors called Herbes de Provence or Provence, an ingredient that Vicky and Seminole messaged us about. She wanted to see it with an idea for dinner. I love it. Also, Christine in Newport Richey hit us up for some salad ideas. Guess what? We're answering both in one recipe, making a gorgeous Herbe de Provence chicken salad paired with completely scratch-made garlic herb croutons with a bright vinaigrette. I'm excited. So if you're just tuning in, here's what you missed so far. So we made our own Herbe de Provence first by drying our own rosemary and Italian parsley. This takes 5 minutes in the oven. Then we blended them up with savory, thyme, basil, marjoram, lavender flower, oregano, tarragon, bay leaves. Think I got everything. And then, of course, our chicken breasts. Patted them dry, rubbed them with a little bit of olive oil, then coated them with some of that Herbes de Provence. Oh my goodness. A little salt and pepper, cooked them in a hot skillet for about 7 minutes. And now, how do we know? I think they're ready to flip?
They are. What I like to do is I look for a little bit of coloration around the outside, and you start to see kind of it curl
right at the ridge.
Right at the ridge. And once you see that, and I also do peek a little bit, I kind of look underneath if I'm looking for that caramelization color.
Look
and
at
that is the color we're looking for. And so I'm going to go ahead and flip these now. We've been at about the 5.5 minute mark. I'm going to go ahead and flip the second one. Thank you for holding that.
The smell, the color,
There we go.
the smell is just dynamic. So about 5 minutes, same thing on the other side?
About 5 to 6 minutes. Now, I do have a thermometer. I like to test things, make sure we reach 165 internally.
Thank you for keeping us right.
Of course, that keeps it safe.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people go a lot over that. What I've noticed is people go into that 200 range, and that's when you get that dry chicken.
Oh,
so
don't want that.
You really want to focus on that 165,
Right.
and you're going to be safe at that level.
The only thing I want dry are these croutons.
Yes. So
Homemade, scratch-made croutons.
yes, and they're
so easy
to make. What I like to start with is getting a little oil soaking on the croutons. That way they absorb.
Now, is this dry bread? I see it. Oh,
Yes.
So it's fresh bread.
It's fresh sourdough bread.
Because you're going to make these from scratch.
Correct.
Okay.
And so now that we have some of the oil soaking on the croutons, we're going to go ahead and mix up our mixture of our dressing. We're going to go ahead and do that in the bowl here.
Okay.
We're going to take some of our Herbes de Provence that we made earlier.
All right.
And go ahead and just get a big healthy scoop in here.
I'll be your mixer if you need.
All right,
I'm here.
I'm going to hand this to you then.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and do a pinch of red pepper flakes. Now, if you are sensitive to spice, you don't want to do this. But
Okay.
I like things a little spicy. So
And that's a small amount, so it
That
seems.
is still a small amount. But
got some pack,
if
some
you bite into
punch.
one of those, it'll get you.
Okay.
A little couple teaspoons of fresh garlic. Fresh garlic,
Fresh,
of course.
no garlic.
No garlic
Got
here.
it. Okay.
And then last but not least, besides salt and pepper, is butter. And this little butter is going to give us that extra little bit of flavor. And so a little bit of salt,
Okay.
a little bit of pepper, and go ahead and start
Get
mixing
busy?
that for us.
Okay. And
right.
what's the consistency we're looking? Oh, like a little
Pretty
paste.
much like a little paste, yeah? And that paste is going to coat all of these croutons before they go in the oven.
Wow.
Now what I'm going to do while you're doing that is grab some of this bread.
Switch.
I'm going to show you how we basically rough cut and tear the bread to make it good for croutons.
This right here, wow.
Smell, I can smell it from
Wow.
here. The garlic really opens that up.
I think I might have to get that tasting spoon. It's calling my name
That's
there,
here.
Chef.
So if you do have bread at home, you can just use sliced bread, cut it into big 1-inch, 3/4-inch cubes.
Nice.
And if you want to tear some of them up a little bit, just to kind of give it a rustic look as you're adding it to the bowl. That way they don't all look perfect and uniform, gives it that rustic look.
Yeah, because I love that these are scratch made. And
Scratch croutons,
tell me about your journey into the kitchen,
Well,
Chef.
I wasn't born in the kitchen, but I did have to learn a place. I, had parents who worked there outside the house all the time, so it was TV dinners and took takeout for me. So
Me too.
I had to figure out something if I wanted to eat good, and that's basically the start of my journey.
Well, your refined roots brought you right here.
And that's
I
true.
love that.
And that's true.
I love that. Okay.
Go ahead and add that paste into the mixing bowl here.
Okay. I don't want any of this to go to waste.
No, as much as you can get in there.
Okay.
And
I
then we're
see
gonna
a
go ahead, big little.
Scoop there.
There we go.
All right.
And then we're just gonna go ahead and mix all this up. Try to get.
Is it okay to taste this? I mean,
Absolutely.
Oh my, what? Sometimes you overthink it. I can overthink it. Like, to make your own croutons, such a nice elevated way to take that bread, do something special. It's so fast and easy. Wow, that's a wow.
And how many times do you throw out loaves of bread in your kitchen?
A lot.
I know a lot of my friends do, and I think, well, you could have just done this in 5 minutes.
Thank you. We're not saying moldy bread to make it old.
No,
We're just taking,
Your stale
letting
bread.
it dry out.
Yeah.
A little stale.
Spread that out through an even layer.
Okay. And how long is this in the oven?
At about 5 to 6 minutes at a high temp. We're gonna go probably closer to 8 minutes at 300 right now.
Are we going to toss these in the oven?
We can about halfway through.
Halfway
we'll mix
through?
them up because they are going to get a lot of caramelization on the bottom.
They look beautiful. All right, we're going to take a little break. I'll let you put those in the
All
oven.
right.
Don't go anywhere, because next we're going to whip up scratch-made vinaigrette that you'll want to put on absolutely everything. That's ahead on Dinner DeeAs. This is Dinner DeeAs, where your recipe requests get answered. Let's catch you up for a second on what we did before the break. We flipped our Herbes de Provence chicken to get the other side golden brown and delicious. It's there. We made our croutons, cutting day-old bread, sourdough bread specifically, into pieces, whisking together a little olive oil, melted butter, salt and pepper, that Herbe de Provence, the same one, fresh garlic, red pepper flakes, just a little touch, adding it to the bread, putting it on a parchment-lined paper, popping it in the oven about 10 to 15 minutes. I know that's about to come out, but I think our chicken's ready to come out as well.
It is ready. It is ready. So now that we do have the chicken browned on both sides, we've got a beautiful color on the other side. We're going to go ahead and let that rest, of course. We've got some beautiful color here.
My mouth is watering, and that needs to rest. Again, to redistribute. We're so anxious when it comes out of the pan and dig in.
All that moisture you see on top does get a little bit absorbed back into the meat, so we just want to let that happen. All of the cells that have been relaxed, we just want to make sure that they get back to the normal state.
Right. We're gonna
we
let
cut
them hang
into
out
it
for a
now,
second.
it bleeds everywhere.
Oh, we don't want that?
No.
All right,
no.
that good juice and the flavor. Okay,
Exactly.
the oven. I'm going to pass these to you, Chef.
Go ahead and grab the
Chef
crouton.
is going to get those homemade croutons. They
right.
done? They've
Yes,
done
they
their
are.
10 to
Let me go over
15
here to the
minute hang out
side.
in the oven.
Looking great there. That's actually perfect. That's what we're looking for.
Look at
Go ahead and
those.
turn that off.
And again, I can still smell that Herbe de Provence, and I heard the crunch.
They are very crunchy. I'm gonna go ahead and set them down over
wanna put them
here.
right
A little
here?
hot.
I have to do my due diligence, Chef.
Okay.
You know,
They should be okay to taste. You shouldn't burn your mouth too much, but
Look at that.
beware. You hear the crunch? Oh man.
exceptional.
Okay, thank you.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Are these done as is? I see some.
They are almost done. What we
Okay.
like to do is sprinkle a little Parmesan. So if you wanted to, just give a liberal coat over the top.
Okay.
And while they're still hot, that Parmesan is going to stick to them, give it a nice little extra salty flavor.
Oh my goodness. Stop it.
Oh, you're doing really good.
Thank you.
I've got an
I eat
opening
these
in my
enough.
kitchen.
All right, let's go. Is that enough cheese? Or
That looks perfect, but it's, dealer's choice on that one.
Oh my gosh, I see another little nugget of love. Okay, the vinaigrette.
Yes, so with the vinaigrette, we do have our herb base already. The other 4 ingredients we're adding is salt and pepper, of course.
Yep.
And then we need something to mix it all together, which is going to be our Dijon mustard and our lemon juice.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And then our olive oil is already in there, so if you want to go ahead and give that a
Good look,
whisk,
okay.
and that should turn into a vinaigrette almost instantly with that Dijon mustard emulsifying everything together.
Oh my goodness, if this tastes anything like the croutons and the chicken, this is coming together. We're gonna emulsify this, so don't move a muscle. When we come back, we're putting our whole salad together. Delish. The ultimate Herbe de Provence plate. It's ahead. Thank you, Chef.
You're welcome.
On Dinner DeeAs. This is Dinner DeeAs. We are having fun with Herbes de Provence today. Answering Vicky, who's watching in Seminole. Hey, Vicky, who slid into our DMs on Facebook, wanting a quick and easy recipe to make use of it. Also, got a little note from Christine. Christine is in Newport Richey. She wanted an inspiration for salads that she could make, and boy, did my guest deliver the perfect 2-in-1. Chef Jesse Altman from Refined Roots. You put your roots down today. I love it. Tarpon Springs. You can check out the restaurant. But not only did he show us how to make your own herb blend, but use it on chicken, use it on the croutons, and even the vinaigrette. Man, you are a triple threat right here, okay? So before the break, we got our chicken from the pan, and then, important step, let it rest before we slice it up. Then got our croutons out of the oven, adding a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Finally, one last use of that Herbes de Provence or Provence. It's in the vinaigrette for the dressing for the whole thing, along with a little olive oil, lemon juice, Dijon mustard, a little S&P. And ooh la la, it is time for the moment we've been waiting for. Now I see you slicing the chicken, very cute restaurant-like on that diagonal, which is great.
A little bit of a bias, they call it. It doesn't have to be a bias, but that's what gives the best presentation when you're doing it, like you said, in the restaurant. So we could see we've got nice cooked chicken there.
Beautiful.
Beautiful caramelization on the outside. And what we're going to do is just add this to our dressing, to our salad.
To our salad. Do you want to bring the bowl over here?
Sure. Let's go ahead and add that right on top.
I am biased for a good piece of chicken and some
Good
great
piece of
salad.
chicken, all
And it's
right.
funny, when I thought chicken salad, I don't know why immediately I thought mayonnaise-based chicken salad.
Right. Most
No,
people.
salad with chicken on top. This is
that's it.
beautiful.
Simple. And
I
next,
can tell.
we're going to go ahead and add the dressing. If you want to help me with
Okay,
that,
sure.
Go ahead and pour it and give it a little whisk before, just to
Little
make
whisk?
sure we're all incorporated
Okay.
there.
And then pour.
Generously over the top, and then we're going to mix it
Okay.
together.
Oh, we're not leaving 1 ounce of this dressing.
No, we
With
want all
that
that in there.
homemade dressing, the Herbe de Provence. All right, how does that look,
It
Chef?
looks perfect. I'm going to
All
go ahead and
right.
give it just a little stir here. Get
Okay.
some of those ingredients tossed. Get some of that lettuce with the dressing. Some of the toppings with the dressing. Now, what I like to do is save some ingredients on the side.
Okay.
And when I toss it, I try to get the top layer incorporated. And then
Yes.
as you're serving, you kind of put a little bit in the bowl, and then you can add more toppings and
That
more
makes
dressing
sense.
later.
Instead of tossing the whole thing and things are getting
kinda-
broken up on the bottom,
Yeah,
maybe?
you get a good consistency for what you feel like. Add some more of the dry leaves in if you want it a little bit less dressing. And then when you're ready to go, you just put it onto the plate.
My goodness, I tell you, that looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Fresh, bright, those herbs are still singing throughout the studio. Looks
There's
gorgeous.
some of this chicken and olives.
And this is not on the recipe, but I tell you what, this might have to go on that,
It might.
that menu.
We do have a similar, but this one with the olives and the tomatoes and the feta, it's very similar to, like, I guess, what would be a Greek salad. But we're kind of leaning into that Mediterranean with our French, herbes de
Yes.
Provence.
Yes.
And then, of course, our chicken, kind of more of a healthy dish anyways, which would be more of that.
And then
Western.
these beauties, the icing on the cake.
Last but
we
not
don't need
least,
cherries, but
This is it.
Wow.
And these
These
are the
people.
flavor boosters that will turn any salad into the best salad you've ever had. And dealer's choice on how many you'd like to top your salad with.
I'm not going to stop you, Chef.
I'll just put a couple on there and we can.
The whole tray,
You know-
please put it in my purse.
Well, then you could take these home if you like. There you go. And we do have a couple right here, so.
Oh my goodness. All right, it's time. You
It
have
does
to
look
join
like
me.
it. Okay,
Looks good.
all right.
Smells fabulous. Let's see how it tastes.
Wonderful.
Oh,
Trying to get a crouton and a
chicken, yes. Oh, this is going to be a big mouthful, and I am not mad about it. Oh my goodness. Okay,
Piece of chicken.
here we go.
Oh, wow.
When the chef says, oh wow, it's oh wow. Out of bounds.
Wow. That's really good.
Wow. Oh my God.
I
I
surprised
think you're
myself.
pleased as much as I am.
I am. I surprised
Chef
myself.
Jesse. That's one of my favorite, the best croutons
really
I've
good.
ever had in my life on the salad.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Mwah. Vicki, Christine, thank you. I hope you both love this recipe as much as we do. For them and everyone else who wants to try this, trust me when I tell you, believe me, you do want this recipe. Chef Jesse's recipe is available. Sensational salad, magnifique, delicioso. DinnerDeeAs.com. That's where you can find it. We have the link to his restaurant in Tarpon Springs. Refined Roots. You won't forget that, and I won't ever forget this meal. Dynamite. Thank you so much. I'm Anji Corley. We'll see you next time with more ideas for dinner. Now go get to cooking. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, seriously.